Can we talk about the Conservative Party itself? Second round of voting for a new Conservative Party leader takes place this week. Have you decided who you're backing?
Yeah, I've thought long and hard about this. I've had the pleasure of having many conversations with the leadership candidates, all of whom, by the way, will have my support should they succeed, because I'm genuinely impressed with some of their ideas and their strengths. But for me, after long contemplation, I will be backing Rob Jenrick. And the reason for that being that I don't think this is a matter of left or right. Actually, I think we need to look at the election result. We have to understand why it is that voters turned away from us. And as I said immediately after the general election on that first Sunday media round, I believe actually that the country is instinctively conservative with a small c. We want a brighter future for our families. We want to have our own home. We want to ensure that our public services are well run. And I believe that Rob and I can find that common ground and reform the Conservative Party to attract those voters back to us.
When you say Rob and I, is this a double ticket?
No.
Are you in some deal with him?
No, I am simply saying that I believe that with the experience I hope that I bring to this conversation, as many other people bring experience as well, we will find this common ground and we will be able to begin scrutinising the government. And indeed, this week of all weeks shows the urgency of that scrutiny, because on Tuesday, we, the Conservatives, have forced the Labour government to have a debate
let's not go back to that.
Well, it's really important, Trevor. I have the 10th oldest population by constituency in the country. This is affecting tens of thousands of
I understand that. Can we just stick with your choice? It's interesting. You say it's not a matter of left or right. If that's the case, what is special about Robert Jenrick? Why not Kemi Badenoch?
So one of the things that I spoke about as Secretary of Health was my concern that the social contract between younger people and the NHS was being broken, because the NHS had to keep track with how young people use their services nowadays on their phones and so on. And that is why, as Health Secretary, I brought forward this £3.45 billion productivity and tech plan, which sadly it seems Labour are going to cut up.
What's that got to do with why you've chosen Robert Jenrick?
Because I have long been concerned about the younger generations and what they are facing at this point. And Rob has got, I think, a really interesting story to tell about younger generations. As Housing Secretary...
I think he's pretty much the same age as Kemi Badenoch. What's the distinction between these two?
So, because as Housing Secretary, Rob set out these plans to try to build more homes. He is speaking to younger people. And by the way, I'm not getting into attacks on other candidates. I think they all have their strengths. But I am concerned...
Funny you should say that. Kemi Badenoch's people are saying this morning that the Jenrick camp is doing some dirty tricks.
The urgency of today's media round for me is exposing Labour's choice to take winter fuel payments away from pensioners. It is the cronyism scandal that has emerged today about Alan Milburn popping into the Department of Health looking at sensitive government documents whilst he still has...
cronyism? He's a former health secretary.
Because he has all his business interests advising private healthcare firms, and so the relationship between him popping in and out... I mean, Trevor, you and I can't pop in and out, can we, to the Department of Health?
Well, I don't know, but...
Why is it that this former health secretary with these substantial private interests is being allowed to pop in and share sensitive government documents?
None of that ever happened in 14 years of Conservative government. No business leader, no person who had private interests was ever invited to advise Conservative ministers on their area of expertise.
So there is a palpable difference between advice being sought in a minuted and formal environment with civil servants compared to what the Sunday Times is reporting, where Labour's cronyism scandal continues to engulf the Department of Health. I'm here to talk about their cruelty, their cronyism and their cockeyed accounting, which I'm pleased to see you were showing on their chart.
I understand that.